Well, hey there, colleague. How in the world are you doing? Hope that you're doing well. I want to talk to you about your weekend. Weekends, big part of the teacher's playbook. What do we do on our weekend? How do we use our weekend to optimize for long-term flourishing for ourselves, for the people that we love, and for our students, the people that we work with during the weekdays? How do we do that? I want to give you 3 strategies that I have found in my own practice as a teacher work really well for making the weekend a good experience and not just like a waiting for the dread of Monday or constantly trying to find places to fit in some more work that I need to do, but to make our weekends truly restorative and restful. Here are some ideas for doing that. But before we get into it, let's establish one really important concept about the weekend. It is both the end of our week, but I also like to think of it as the beginning of our week too. So kind of the end of the week is Friday up into Saturday, and the beginning of the week is Sunday up into the rest of the week. And what I think we want to do to have a full battery when we return to work is to make sure that we're ending our week in rest and beginning our week in rest, while also recognizing that sometimes there's work that we may have to do on our weekend depending on what our teaching circumstances are. And so we've got to play with work in there, see how can work fit in there, but also really legitimate rest. All right, so let's just start with Dave. I'm not ready for the week to come. I have to do some work this weekend. Don't tell me not to work all weekend. Okay, I won't tell you not to work all weekend. Some weekends I have to do some work too. Here's what I recommend. Saturday morning, bright and early, or Sunday night after sunset. Saturday morning or Sunday night. And this partially depends on just the way that you work. If you're one of those people who won't be able to stop thinking about work until you get the start of next week prepped up, then you want to pick Saturday morning. You want to go to bed at a reasonable time on Friday night, wake up bright and early or even before bright, and get in a little work session. I like to be done by about 11 a.m. at the latest. This way I can enjoy a brunch with loved ones or just have the majority of my Saturday to rest. But if you're one of those people who you know is going to be hyper frenetic in working on Saturday morning and you're just going to make things more complicated because you won't have any time bounds, so you end up working way past what you said you would work and you end up working all day Saturday, you should not work Saturday morning. Instead, you should work Sunday night after sunset, because that's going to time constrain you. Don't stay up till the wee hours of the night. Just tell yourself, I've got 2 hours tonight. What can I do that's going to be most impactful for tomorrow's success in these 2 hours? So the Saturday morning or Sunday night work session that's time constrained is what to do if you have to work over the weekend. But now let's talk about rest, because rest is the key if we're going to enter into our next work week with a full battery, or at least fullest possible battery. My battery does not always feel full on Monday morning, at least not till I have a couple of cups of this. You know what I'm saying? And this is coffee. All right, 2 things that work really good for rest. 1, super simple. Take 20 minutes to just go be by yourself. No stimulus, no earbuds, no podcasts, no news, no book, no noisy noise. The naturiest place that you can find. If it's going and sitting in a city park for 20 minutes, sweet. If it's just walking down the sidewalk of a quiet neighborhood for 20 minutes, awesome. If there's a little patch of woods near you, or we've got a little prairie park near me that I just love, do that. But the 20 minutes in nature thing is a super big deal. It's like gets right down into our soul-y parts and says, hey, this world's a big old place. These trees are growing all by themselves without trying to. Them birds out there, they're getting fed every day. There's something about it. In fact, once they did a study in my alma mater, University of Michigan, and they had people like walk through the arboretum. And then they had some people just walk through the city, and the folks who walked through the arboretum in the study, they just went on to live magnificently successful lives. All right, that might not be the exact study. I'll put a link in the description. So we've talked about where to put our work. We've talked about the 20 minutes in nature, super easy thing to incorporate into your non-working time of the weekend. It's just 20 minutes. Now let's talk about the hard one, the 24-hour challenge, or what ancient Hebrews called Shabbat. Real simple, for 24 hours straight. You pick the span. It could be noon Saturday to noon Sunday. It could be sunset Saturday to sunset Sunday. It could be Sunday when you wake up until Monday when you wake up. But for 24 hours, there's no striving. You cease from striving. You don't try to make the world happen. So, yep, you're definitely not doing work. Like stuff for teaching. You're not checking your email. You're not reading articles about teaching. But also just like you're not trying to be crazy ambitious on your house or in your side hustle or in your exercise. You're not like going out and just pushing yourself as hard as you can. It is a day of taking this coil of your life, the spring of your life, and just letting the tension relax. Letting the tension relax. And if you're like me and you've got a young family, it doesn't mean it's like a day of doing whatever you want. I've got lots of work that needs to be done if I'm going to be like a dad and a husband and a homeowner. So there's stuff that I do. Like I mow the lawn when I'm doing Shabbat because it's a pretty relaxing activity for me and it's something that needs to be done. So this is not like a litigious, listy, ruly thing. It's a loosey-goosey thing. And just one final thing on the 24-hour challenge. It's difficult. It's hard to stop. One thing I recommend is taking your phone, putting it in a Ziploc bag with a brick inside of the Ziploc bag and throwing it at the bottom of a lake. Or short of that, putting it on airplane mode and placing it in the junk drawer in your kitchen. That's what I do. And what do you do to make your weekends better? I'd love to hear about that in the comments. If you leave a comment with something that you do on your weekends consistently that refills your battery, it'd be a big favor to me and to all our other colleagues who are going to watch this video. And speaking of favors, maybe give the channel a subscribe. You'll tell YouTube, I want these videos in my stream feed YouTube page. I want these coming to me. I don't want to have to go looking for them. I want them coming to me, YouTube. YouTube, do your job. Subscribe, like, comment. Appreciate you. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you next time.